Welcome back to my channel, The Coin Spot. Today is best top 3 coins, one you want to miss. We're diving into the world of United States coins. Please don't skip this video, so let's get it started. Top 1, the 2012 D Lincoln Shield 1-cent coin, also known as the 2012 D penny, produced by the United States Mint, with historical, physical, and collectible information written in long informative paragraphs. Introduction to the 2012 D 1-cent coin. The 2012 D Lincoln 1-cent coin, bearing the D mint mark for Denver, is part of the long-running Lincoln Cent series, which began in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. Originally featuring the iconic wheat ears reverse design, the Lincoln penny has undergone multiple transformations in both design and material composition. By 2012, the coin bore the shield reverse design, introduced in 2010, replacing the Lincoln Memorial design that had appeared from 1959 to 2008. The 2012 D penny thus represents a modern iteration of a classic American coin, retaining the historical significance of Lincoln's portrait while embracing a reverse that symbolizes the strength and unity of the nation. Obverse, front. Design details. The obverse of the 2012 D penny features a right-facing bust of Abraham Lincoln, a design originally created by Victor David Brenner in 1909. This depiction of Lincoln is one of the most enduring in U.S. coinage and has appeared on the cent for well over a century. Around the portrait are the inscriptions "In God We Trust" arching across the top, "Liberty" to the left, and the year 2012 to the right of Lincoln's profile. Just below Lincoln's shoulder are the small initials VDB, a tribute to the original engraver. The D mint mark, located below the year, signifies that this coin was minted in Denver, Colorado, one of the 2 main facilities, alongside Philadelphia, used for minting circulating coinage in the U.S. The fine detailing of the obverse design reflects both the artistry and the respect for President Lincoln's legacy as a unifying and transformational leader. Reverse, back. Design details the shield symbolism. On the reverse, the 2012 D penny showcases the Union Shield, a design created by artist Lyndall Bass and engraved by Joseph F. Mena, a U.S. Mint engraver. The shield itself has 13 vertical stripes representing the original 13 colonies, bound together by a horizontal bar at the top symbolizing strength and unity. At the center of the shield, a scroll unfurls horizontally across it, bearing the words 1 cent, the denomination of the coin. Above the shield, the motto E pluribus unum is inscribed, referencing the coming together of different states into one nation. Encircling the design is the country name United States of America. This reverse design, adopted in 2010, was intended to signal a new era in the Lincoln Cent's history, moving past the bicentennial designs of 2009. The imagery draws heavily from Civil War iconography, reinforcing the theme of a nation held together by strong ideals, even in times of division. Composition and physical characteristics. The 2012 D penny, like all regular issue U.S. cents minted since 1982, is composed of copper-plated zinc. Specifically, it consists of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, giving the coin its familiar reddish-brown appearance. This composition replaced the earlier solid bronze mixture due to rising metal costs. The coin weighs approximately 2.5 grams, measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter, and has a plain edge, meaning it is smooth and unreeded. While the coin may appear to be solid copper to the untrained eye, its zinc core is easily revealed if the plating wears down. This material change significantly reduced the manufacturing cost of the penny, though ironically, the U.S. Mint still spends more to make each penny than its face value due to labor and production costs. Mintage and circulation figures. The Denver Mint struck a total of approximately 2.88 billion 2012 D Lincoln cents for general circulation, making it a common coin in the modern era. This makes it highly likely that the average person has encountered this coin in everyday transactions. The Denver Mint is known for producing large quantities of circulating coinage, and 2012 was no exception. While the Philadelphia Mint produced slightly more pennies that year, the Denver output remains one of the largest annual cent productions of the 2010s. Given the sheer volume, the 2012 D penny is not rare in circulated condition, but uncirculated and high-grade examples are more sought after by collectors, especially when they are professionally graded and certified by third-party services like PCGS or NGC. Market value and collector appeal. In circulated condition, the 2012 D penny generally holds only face value, which is 1 cent. This is due to the high mintage and the coin's relatively young age. However, the value can increase in uncirculated or mint state conditions, especially if the coin displays full original luster, a vibrant red, RD, surface, and is free from scratches or dings. In MS 65, mint state 65, condition, it might be worth around 30 cents to $1, depending on the market and buyer interest. Higher grades, such as MS-67 or MS-68, can command significantly more, sometimes fetching $50 to $150 or more, particularly if the coin has exceptional eye appeal and is slabbed by a trusted grading company. The highest known grade for this issue is MS-68 Red, and examples in this grade have sold for upwards of $500 to $550 at auction. That said, such high grades are extremely rare and require near-perfect strikes and surfaces. Error coins and varieties. While no major or widely recognized varieties have been attributed specifically to the 2012 D penny, minor errors can sometimes be found in circulation. These include die cracks off center strikes, double dies, and plating blisters, the latter being fairly common on zinc core cents. Coins with such errors can attract attention from collectors of U.S. mint mistakes, and the value depends greatly on the nature and visibility of the error. For example, a clear off-center strike, 10% or more, or a dramatic die clash might increase a coin's worth from just 1 cent to several dollars or more, depending on how unusual or visually striking the error is. It's worth examining 2012 D pennies carefully under magnification if you are a collector or enthusiast interested in errors and varieties. Top 2. The 1988 United States 1-cent coin, often called the 1988 Lincoln Memorial Penny. This version focuses on historical context, design, composition, minting details, collector value, and where you might buy or sell it, written in long, informative paragraphs to provide complete understanding. Introduction. A coin from a transitional era, the 1988 1-cent coin from the United States stands as a humble yet important piece of American numismatic history. Although it is a common coin, struck in the billions and still widely found in pocket change, it represents the continuation of a long-standing tradition in U.S. coinage, the Lincoln Cent series, which began in 1909. The year 1988 was situated in a transitional period in U.S. minting, with modern technology beginning to influence coin production more heavily, and errors and die varieties becoming especially interesting to collectors. This penny is particularly notable for being part of the zinc core era, which began in 1982 due to rising metal prices, and also for a specific and collectible design error involving the reverse of 1989, used mistakenly on some 1988 coins. Obverse design. A president's legacy. The obverse, front, of the 1988 penny carries a familiar image, a right-facing bust of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This portrait has been in use since 1909, and its presence on the cent for over a century is unmatched in American coinage. The inscriptions include, "In God We Trust," along the top rim, "Liberty," to the left of Lincoln's profile, and the date, 1988, to the right. Underneath Lincoln's shoulder, you can find the small initials VDB, a tribute to the designer. Brenner's depiction of Lincoln remains one of the most enduring images in the U.S. Mint's catalog, conveying the seriousness and historical gravity of Lincoln's presidency. By 1988, this design had become an icon of everyday commerce and a quiet reminder of America's values and history. Reverse design. The Lincoln Memorial. The reverse, back, of the 1988 1-cent coin features the Lincoln Memorial, a design by Frank Gasparo that replaced the original wheat ears reverse in 1959. The Lincoln Memorial reverse was created to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This image shows the front of the neoclassical monument located in Washington, D.C., with clear columns and the statue of Lincoln faintly visible between them. Above the memorial is the motto, E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one, while United States of America arches along the top edge. Beneath the memorial lies the denomination 1 cent in bold, block letters. Gasparo's initials, FG, are visible to the right of the steps. This reverse stayed in use until 2008 and is one of the most widely circulated coin designs in the world. Mint marks, mintage numbers, and variants. 3 varieties of the 1988 Lincoln cent were minted, each identified by its mint mark or lack thereof. The Philadelphia Mint produced the 1988 penny without a mint mark, the Denver Mint used a D mark, and the San Francisco Mint struck proof coins with an S mint mark. Here are the estimated mintages. 1988, Philadelphia, no mint mark. Approximately 6,092,810,000 coins. 1988, D around 5,253,740,443 coins. 1988, S approximately 3,262,948 coins. Together, more than 11.3 billion 1988 pennies were struck, making this one of the most mass-produced coins in U.S. history. This massive mintage ensured that the 1988 penny would be common in circulation, and it remains widely available today in pocket change, coin jars, and bankrolls' physical specifications and composition. By 1988, the Lincoln cent was being made from copper-plated zinc, a change that began in mid-1982 when the cost of copper became too high to sustain its use in 1-cent coins. The 1988 penny consists of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, with a thin outer copper layer. The coin weighs 2.5 grams, has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters, and has a plain edge, i.e., smooth, with no reading. While visually identical to older bronze cents, the 1988 version is lighter and prone to issues like zinc rot or plating bubbles if the copper coating is compromised. These issues, while damaging for collectors seeking pristine coins, can also lead to interesting error varieties, rare varieties, and errors. The RDV-006 reverse. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1988 penny for collectors is the 1988 transitional reverse variety, known as the RDV-006 or reverse of 1989. This variety arose when the mint accidentally used a 1989 reverse die meant for the upcoming year's design on some 1988 coins. The key difference is found in the style of the designer's initials on the reverse. On the reverse of 1988, the initials should be far from the Lincoln Memorial. On the reverse of 1989, they are closer and crisper. With slightly different styling, this mistake created a collectible variety that is significantly more valuable than regular 1988 pennies. These coins can sell for $100 to $500 in circulated condition and even more in mint state grades. Certified examples with MS66 or higher grading can exceed $1,000, making this a top priority for error collectors. Spotting this variety requires close inspection, often with magnification, and many coin graders and dealers actively search 1988 pennies for the specific reverse error collector value and market pricing. The typical 1988 penny in circulated condition is worth 1 cent its face value due to its high mintage and commonality. However, in uncirculated, mint state condition, prices vary based on grade and color designation. MS-60 to MS-64, worth between 10 cents and 50 cents. MS-65 to MS-66, ranges from 50 cents to $3, depending on demand. MS-67 and above, these are scarcer and can sell for $15 to $75 or more. MS-68 red specimens, rare and can fetch $200 to $700 plus, especially when slabbed and certified by PCGS or NGC. The 1988 S-proof penny, made for collectors, generally sells for $10 to $20, depending on grade. However, perfect PR70 Deep Cameo, DCAM, examples are worth much more. Up to $1,400 has been paid at auction. If you believe you have a proof coin, look for its sharp, mirror-like finish and the presence of an S-mint mark where to buy or sell 1988 pennies. If you're interested in buying or selling 1988 pennies, there are many avenues to explore. Online platforms like eBay, Etsy, Amazon, and Mercury regularly feature both circulated and uncirculated examples. Specialty coin websites such as USA Coinbook, Littleton Coin Company, AppMex, and Modern Coin Mart also carry listings of 1988 pennies, especially in rolls or certified slabbed condition. Top 3. The 1962 Lincoln 1-cent coin is part of the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which began in 1959 and replaced the wheat ear reverse design that had been in use since 1909, the centennial of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. This newer reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, features the Lincoln Memorial, and it remained the standard design until 2008. The Lincoln cent itself holds a significant place in U.S. numismatic history as the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical person, President Lincoln, rather than symbolic representations of liberty. In 1962, America was in the midst of a rapidly modernizing post-war society. The Cold War, the space race, and civil rights movements were shaping the nation's identity. Amid this transformation, small everyday items like the penny still played an essential role in commerce and were produced in staggering quantities to meet growing economic demands. Design details. Obverse, front. Designer, Victor David Brenner. Portrait, right-facing bust of President Abraham Lincoln. In God We Trust. At the top. Liberty to the left of Lincoln. The date, 1962, to the right, with or without a mint mark below the year. Reverse, back. Designer, Frank Gasparo. Design the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., United States of America along the top rim E pluribus unum directly above the memorial 1 cent along the bottom. One fascinating feature of the reverse is that if you look closely at the Lincoln Memorial under magnification, you can see a tiny depiction of the seated Lincoln statue, a subtle detail included in the engraving. Metal composition and physical characteristics. The 1962 penny was struck in the traditional bronze composition used since 1909, except during World War II and a few special issues. Composition: 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc. Weight: 3.11 grams. Diameter: 19.05 millimeters. Edge: plain. This copper-rich composition was used until mid-1982 when the mint switched to a mostly zinc composition due to rising copper prices. As such, 1962 pennies have intrinsic metal value, especially when copper prices rise. Mint marks and production. The 1962 cent was minted at 2 facilities. Philadelphia Mint. Mintage: approximate 606 045 000. Denver Mint. Mintage: approximate 1,793,148,000. These numbers reflect an era of massive coin production, showing the high demand for circulating coinage in an expanding economy. The D mint mark appears just below the date on coins struck in Denver. There was no proof version struck in 1962, as proof coin production was paused from 1960 through 1964 and replaced with special mint sets. Later notable varieties and errors. Though 1962 cents are common, collectors do seek certain varieties and errors, which can make individual coins far more valuable. Some examples include doubled die obverse. Though no major varieties are listed in standard catalogs for 1962, collectors have reported minor doubling on the date or letters, which can be interesting though typically low in value unless dramatic. Off-center strikes. Coins struck off-center due to misalignment can be worth a premium depending on how much of the design is missing. Die cracks and cuds caused by aging or broken dies. These small raised lines or blobs can intrigue collectors. Repunched mint marks, particularly with Denver coins, where the D may have been punched more than once, creating visible overlapping impressions under magnification value and collectability. Because of its high mintage, the 1962 penny is not rare, especially in circulated condition. Most worn examples are worth face value, 1 cent, or perhaps 2 to 5 cents due to their copper content. However, in uncirculated, mint state, condition, especially at high grades like MS-65 or MS-67, these coins are more desirable. Approximate retail values. MS-60 to MS-63, uncirculated 25 cents 75 cents. MS-65, gem BU $5 to $10. MS-67 RD, red finish, certified up to $70 plus, depending on eye appeal and certification. Coins with certified grading from PCGS or NGC can fetch higher prices, especially with full red luster, meaning the coin retains its original bright copper color with minimal toning or spotting. Where to find or sell 1962 pennies. Collectors often find 1962 cents in penny rolls, old jars, or coin collections passed down through families. These coins are a staple of entry-level numismatics and are commonly sold in online marketplaces, eBay, Etsy, and coin auction sites, local coin shops, coin shows, and conventions, Facebook Marketplace, or numismatic forums. While most won't fetch high prices, coins in pristine condition or with unique errors can be of interest to collectors. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos.